Hey everybody, I thought I would end the year, even though you might be watching this video in 2024, it's New Year's Eve. It's a beautiful, incredible, warm and sunny day in Florida, and I wanted to share with you some tips related to sleep and how sleep hinders the health of the brain. I think it's pretty easy for most everybody to understand that not getting good quality sleep is detrimental, but knowing that it's a problem but actually doing something about it is quite different. And so I wanted to share with you today just two little tips that will help you get a better night's sleep, and these are easy things that you can do. And the first tip that I want to talk about is related to the temperature with which you sleep, because virtually everybody sleeps way too hot. And especially because it's, again, tomorrow will be January the 1st, and most people live in places where it's cool now, so they have their furnaces on, and most people tend to keep their house between 70 and 72. But it's important to know that at bedtime, when you're trying to sleep, the optimal temperature to help the body get good and meaningful rest so that the brain can repair itself is between 65 and 68 degrees. So if you could just, before you go to bed at night, set your temperature between 65 and 68 degrees, again, it will allow you to get good quality sleep, which then will allow for the brain to do good quality cleaning and repair and rejuvenation while you're sleeping. So that's tip number one. Tip number two might be a little bit harder to do, only because most people just don't want to do it. It's not a hard thing to do, it's just a I don't want it kind of thing. But my second request is if you could get off of your devices, whether that's your cell phone or whether that's your tablet, if you could do that at least an hour before you go to bed, what that will do to help your brain so that you can get a good night's sleep is invaluable. And the reason why it's a problem to be on your devices all the way up until bedtime, and sadly a lot of people go to bed with their phone in the bed with them, and they're looking right until the moment that they try to fall asleep. And even though you're sleeping, there's no denying that, but sadly it's not good quality sleep. And the reason that is in nature, and how our body was designed is that as the sun starts to go down, the body starts to increase the production of a hormone that's called melatonin. And melatonin is responsible for our circadian rhythm, our sleep-wake cycle. And so the sun going down is what tells our body, hey, we need to be going to sleep soon, so it ramps up the production of that hormone melatonin. But what's really important to understand is that not only does melatonin help us to get a good night's sleep, melatonin also is a potent antioxidant. So its job, when we've got great melatonin production, is to go through our body and look for free radicals. And so free radicals are just cells that aren't properly paired, so the cells are going to be in a place of degradation, and so those antioxidants will just go bind to those free radicals to pull them out of circulation. And so again, the reason that cell phones and tablets are problematic is because cell phones and tablets and regular TVs as well emit blue light. And so, but the cell phone and the tablets are more problematic because they're closer up to your face. And so when you're looking at your cell phone or your tablet, up in your face in the evening when it's time to go to bed, then that blue light emission, your brain thinks that it's still the light of day. Your brain thinks, oh, it's daytime, so it then suppresses the release of melatonin. And so again, that doesn't allow the body to get into that deep, meaningful sleep, and it doesn't allow the wonderful antioxidant effect to take place as well. So my request related to your cell phone or tablet usage is, if you could, let's say, starting tomorrow night, if you go to bed at 10 o'clock at night, how about if at 9:55 you turn your phone off? Just 5 minutes. And then in a day or two, cut it back 5 more minutes. Say, okay, now 9:50. And, just over the next couple of weeks, if you can cut back by 5 minutes, cut back by 5 minutes, just keep cutting back until you have turned off your devices 1 hour before bedtime. Again, what that will do to the health of your brain is powerful. And because your body will start then to amp up the production of that melatonin. And what you could do instead, if you're off of your device, let's say between 9 and 10 at night, that would be a great time then, if you're at all interested, would be to consider getting a mandala coloring book and just start coloring, using those nice colored pencils to color in those intricate designs for an hour or so before you go to bed. Because in doing that, the using of the mandala also does a beautiful, beautiful job of calming down the brain. And so that will also help you get a good night's sleep. So you get a twofer with that one. And again, you can do many other things. Take a warm bath, take a warm shower before you go to bed. Again, there's a whole myriad of things you can do in that hour. Or be old school and get an old school book and just read an old school book that last hour before bed. But again, if you can, cool the house down to between 65 and 68 degrees. If you can get off of your devices 1 hour before bedtime, both of those two little tricks can do a wonderful job to allow you to get a good night's sleep so that the brain can start a wonderful repair. And I'm sorry that I'm jostling. My cat, as you can tell, keeps jumping up and down on the table. She's wanting to say hi. So anyway, and the wind just is blowing my lovely umbrella. And now my face is shining brightly. But that's all good. But anyway, I hope you find this information helpful. More than that, I pray that you guys all have a wonderful, healthy, and happy 2024. And I'll be back tomorrow, because my promise to you is, starting tomorrow, I am going to be doing every single solitary day, Monday through Friday. I am going to